Yo, what's up, Sweden? Welcome back to another reaction video. Today I'm reacting to 7 things that are normal in Sweden that would terrify most Americans. I actually love watching videos like this. Like, it gives me like a better insight on the culture of different countries. So yeah, I'm doing it. I skipped a bit of the intro, so I'm just getting into it. Let's go.
Below, let's get into it. Number one has to be like giving out your social security number here in Sweden. In Sweden, we have something called a personal number that you use for so many different things. And in the United States, we have a social security number that you use a handful of times of the year. And if somebody has your social security number or it gets out in the United States, the amount of fraud that someone can do, like open up a credit card in your name, a bank account, try to take out a loan or something, there's a lot of damage that they can do. But here in Sweden, when they use this personal number that you have or your social security number, it's usually linked to something called mobile bank ID, where you have to either use a thumbprint, a code, or like Face ID if you want to, in order to unlock certain things. And it's like super convenient when it comes to paying for things, for banking.
No, that's smart. Like, I hear about the fact that when your social security, like, someone should not just be able to casually use your social security number without your permission. Like, I don't know, understand how it works in America. Like, you need like some kind of authorization before someone can. It's really dangerous because most people are like victims of fraud because they are sometimes it's not even about it going out. I think there's a site where people like look up people's social security number. I think it's really dangerous. There should be like I don't know, like an authorization for it, you know,
logging into your bank details. And one thing I find here in Sweden is that we don't have anywhere near as much fraud as we have in the United States. And this would be something that I would think would terrify most Americans, giving out their social security number. Number two has to be socialism or socialized medicine. I do think there's a lot of, obviously half the country is interested in it, but there'd be a lot of people that would be nervous or scared of this because we often hear of all the horrors and the things that can happen. What I can say as an American that lives in Sweden is I would agree that I think that the United States is the best healthcare system in the world if you can afford it. But if you can't, then I think it's a massive problem and something where...
Okay, I have to say something, just get it off my chest. He has very beautiful eyes, like, oh my God.
If you lose at the lottery of life and you get sick, you can be broke. You know, here in Sweden, we have publicly funded healthcare. Yes, sometimes it can take a long time unless it's like an emergency. But overall, in my personal experience of going through it, it really hasn't been that bad at all. And I've enjoyed it and I found it to be helpful. And then on top of that, it barely costs anything. It's like if you're getting medication and going to the doctor a lot.
What happened? Okay.
Like, for example, it's like $120 for medication is all you pay. After that, you pay no more. $120 for doctor visits. After that, you pay no more. It's roughly around that. It's incredible when you see the difference where healthcare can cost you thousands and thousands of dollars in the States.
I watched the clip like where a girl went, like she went for like a scan, went to the ER because her head was spinning, and $27,000 for what? For what the fuck, man?
But like I said, some Americans would just be afraid of this one. Number three has to be gas prices. You know, gas prices would terrify most Americans that drive every single day.
But do Sweden produce their own gas or what? Or do they import? Did they import or what?
I know there was the gas crisis that was happening in the States because they had to shut down an oil pump because of like a hack in the States. And a lot of people were talking to me about how insane gas prices were. And I was like, really? Well, you should come to Sweden. Because in Sweden, you're taxed for having a car. And on top of that, the gas prices are insane. It sometimes feels like it's like $4 or $5 for a gallon of gas. I'll try to put like what it is on here right up here so you guys can see it. So
5.8 USD.
Most Americans would be terrified of that. And on top of that, the sizes of the cars that we have. Because although I see trucks and yeah, there are some bigger vehicles, some American vehicles you see.
But why is it so costly though? It means like Sweden imports their come on, remind me, their gases or what? Do them produce?
Are tinier cars that are mostly fuel efficient, which makes a lot of sense because our gas prices are high here in Sweden. Let's get to the next one. But first, our video is sponsored by Skillshare. Skillshare is an online learning
community. You guys go to Skillshare. I gotta skip this because I don't want to see Skillshare. I'm sorry, man. Great video. Yeah. Yes. What? Skillshare. Let's go.
I highly recommend it. Give it a try. I really love the service. The next one has to be gun laws in the United States. You know,
Yeah, the gun laws in the United States is just ridiculous. Like, you can't just walk into a fucking store and buy a freaking gun. No.
Sweden, there are guns and you can go and shoot, but you really can't have like a loaded gun in your house. You can't have like an assault weapon, and the laws and restrictions in place are quite high. And a lot of Americans would see this as like restrictive of freedom and whatnot. But it's interesting because people still shoot, people still have guns. But we don't have like a necessarily big problem with, you know what, I'm not going to say it, I don't want to get demonetized in Sweden. And I think a lot of Americans would see this as they could lose their freedom and everything else. But like, I don't know, I kind of feel like in today's society with the internet, with the power of people getting together, you don't necessarily need a firearm in that sense. But I understand also I was a hunter and I enjoyed it, so a lot of Americans will be terrified of this and not like it. The next one would have to be the current drug laws in Sweden with in regards to like MJ and other things. You know, Sweden has one of the harshest drug laws in the United States, and I really believe that most Americans would look at how Sweden does it as kind of being back in time. And that's just due to the fact that in the United States, we dealt with the war on drugs, if you will, and we saw how destructive it was, where it made people that were suffering, who were addicted, into criminals and didn't really help them get back into society. And on top of that, I kind of think most Americans think that MJ really isn't a big deal. It seems to help some people. Yeah. And most Americans would look at how Sweden does it as kind of, like I said, being back in time, very backwards thinking. The next one would have to be taxes. Yes, we definitely get taxed higher in Sweden. You know, you go to purchase something, you're paying like a 25% tax. But the difference is in the States, they add the tax like after you purchase it. And a lot of times when you buy stuff in Sweden, basically the tax is already included, so you don't always notice it so much. But the thing is, I would think that although Americans will be afraid of the high taxes, personally, I don't mind paying them because I feel like I actually see where they go, and I see that it goes to benefit other people. So, yeah, it's not so bad. But
which tax is like more? Is it like Sweden or the USA? Let me know, guys.
Most Americans will be terrified of that. The last one would have to be like drink portions and food portions. Now, I find food portions in Sweden to be somewhat similar. If I go to a
food portions. I had US is actually really much, I think.
I grab a burger and fries, or I go out and eat. I don't feel like the American portions as opposed to the Swedish portions is so massively different. But the biggest difference has to be like the sizes of drinks. I remember I first came to Sweden and they gave me like a little Coke like this, and you have to pay for a refill, and I was like,
pay for a refill? What? I don't get. Like, they give you a little portion of drink, then you have to pay for a refill.
Un-American, man. I need my refill. But anyways, in the States, you can, like, our small in the States is like your large. It's insane.
Damn.
But you only notice it when you...
To be honest, Americans eat so unhealthy. I'm sorry, like, the way they actually paint it, it's so... Like, I saw the comparison with Europe burger and like the small is like the large, then even the drinks, it's so unhealthy, man. I don't know, man.
Go back to the States, how big the drink sizes are. And it's interesting too because we have a lot of health problems in the States. And is that refill, those free refills we're giving, is that freedom worth the damage that it causes? I'm not going to give my personal opinion on this one, but I've gotten used to not drinking so much pop. I maybe drink pop like once a month now, and yeah, I feel pretty good. So maybe it's good that I laid off the pop. So I don't know what you guys think, but this one was a fun one for me to do. I'm curious what you guys think. If you're American watching this video, would you be terrified of these things? Would you like these things? If you're more conservative, why would you not like these things that are available in Sweden? Hey guys, thanks again for watching this video. Please write your comments below on what you think. I'm always open to different ideas and different...
To be honest, I love the insight this guy gives about Sweden and the USA. It makes me understand like the vast difference between the two cultures. I wouldn't call it cultures, but the way of life. I mean, that's culture. So that's 7 things that are normal in Sweden that would terrify most Americans. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Yeah, till next time, guys. Peace out.